So we're at this Carcava Impressionante, this impressive gully system that's at the place called El Escorial. And we're just going to walk towards the active head cuts of this gully system. We were talking in the last video at a point about halfway down the gully system where it reaches its maximum depth. As we come towards the head cuts, it gets a bit shallower, still many meters deep, but the head cuts probably 2 to 3, 4 meters deep. And we're just approaching Gabriel here. By the way, the noise you can hear in the background are these parrots which have decided to roost on the walls of the gully feature. There's also some rabbits as well, and we think we saw a sort of a fox-like creature. But I'm just going to ask Gabriel whether the locals have any plans to try and stabilise this gully, and if so, how might they go about it?
Yes, they are very worried about the retreat of the gully, and we can see here a previous stage with these cables. They are showing the previous state of the gully. So this like a fall is going upstream. We came here with the students some years ago to make a study project. We were thinking about different possibilities to design check dams and that kind of sort of structures to reduce the slope. And but you see that there is like a threshold, no, in the height of the gully. So the design of this check dam have to consider this geotechnic resistance of the soil, and then the water coming from the basin. We use this data to design the structures.
Yeah, there are no easy solutions for controlling gullies. I mean, one of the problems here with check dams, as we were discussing a few minutes ago, is that the soils here look very dispersive. So when they get water on them, the clays tend to expand, and the structural stability of the soil can decrease, and often that can lead to erosion around the side of the check dams. But as Gabriel says, you need to do a proper geotechnical assessment of that. The one thing that interests me as a geomorphologist and quaternary stratigrapher is the layering within the side walls of the gullies that we can see. The sediments here are dominantly horizontally laminated, and in places you can see old paleosols. There's not a lot of evidence, I wouldn't say none, but there's not a lot of evidence of former gullies within the valley fill. In other words, gullies that had formed in the past and then infilled. But again, I'd need to walk the length of the gully out very carefully to make sure that I'm not missing any features. But it looks like a period of filling from many thousands of years ago, possibly earlier in the Holocene. Well, almost undoubtedly earlier in the Holocene, or even in the late Pleistocene, as the sediments have filled this valley up and now are into this phase of really intense incision. So lots of things to contemplate here, but an impressive feature, and it's illustrative of many features in other deserts and semi-desert environments worldwide.